Hi, my name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS, and I hope you're doing okay. Finally, LumaFusion 5.0 is available, and it's a great update, so let's oge! So if you didn't already know, LumaFusion for iOS and Mac is an incredibly powerful and popular video editing app. I've been using it since day one and have an entire playlist of tutorials to help you get started. Link below in the description. But today we're going to focus on the latest update in this quick look at a bunch of the new features. I've also done a more in-depth live stream linked below with more examples for you to check out. But let's get into it. LumaFusion is available on the App Store for all iOS devices and Macs for $29.99, and it often goes on sale throughout the year, so keep your eyes open for that. There are 3 in-app purchases available that all cost $19.99, but we'll be focusing on the new enhanced keyframing in-app purchase. Also available is a subscription to Storyblocks, which offers you copyright-free video, images, music, and effects for either $9.99 a month or $69.99 a year. Okay, let's oge! Okay, so here we are in LumaFusion, and let's start off by talking about the free updates that you get. The first one can be found here, and it's to do with reshaping and resizing your screen. As you can see, they've put a lot of work into it. It's much more smoother, much nicer to do all this stuff. It's just an all-round better experience. I really love that. Let's jump into a blank project here, and we'll talk about this because our options over here, we have some fantastic overlays. Yeah, so if you don't know what overlays are, if you turn this on, the first thing we've got turned on here is a horizon overlay. Now, why is this a good thing, the horizon overlay? If you've got footage where you're filming a horizon and your camera's kind of off, you can line it up with this horizon here, and you turn that on by clicking down here. To turn on these overlays, you have to turn them on here first. The horizon comes on here, and there's a little slider you can turn here to raise the horizon or lower the horizon. Double tap, it's going to bring it back to the middle. So that's the horizon. You've got the action safe here. So this is if you're bringing images in, animating them. This is your little frame to show you where it's safe to bring in actions. You've also got a title section here, overlay, to show you where the best place is to put your titles so they look nice. And finally, we have this grid here. So you've got a 2x2, you have a 3x3, you have a 4x4, and you have a 5x5. Now, why are these helpful? Especially something like a 2x2. Let's look at that. So not only do you have the sliders to move things into the middle, to have this grid here to show you the center point, really handy. And, you know, I'm sure you can use your imagination to work out just how cool these are. So let's turn them off, these overlays, and let's jump over here to our section here. We've got our photos, import, story blocks. Well, let's take a look at our transitions because there's a whole bunch of new transitions in here. And if you scroll up and down here, are your transitions, and the 2 new ones are flips and mod circles. So we're going to need to add some images in here to show you these. Let's just grab 2 different images and just drop them in here. Drag in there, and we'll grab, what else have we got? We've got this little image here. Now we'll pop back over to our transitions and scroll till we get to our flips. So if you click on these, you get a nice little test of what they look like. So we've got some flips, ups and downs. We've got cubes that are up and down, cubes left. Let's drag one of these in, add it to the middle there and hit play. So nice little animation there. Let's bring in a cube up. Sweet. We've got a flip up. Let's throw that in here. I'm not going to go through all of them. Lovely. And we've got these circles. So we've got these large circles. Cool. We've got some medium spin circles. Let's drag this one in here as well. Wicked. And we've got like a mod wave. So it waves in and out. We've got these little micro ones as well. So some nice little additions there to that. Now let's talk about this other addition. This is probably not going to affect everybody. This one's for left-handed people. So when you normally click on an image to go into your edit screen, you'll notice that when you have a look, the pane is over here. So your pane is over here. And if you're left-handed, right, I'm left-handed, so I'm going across like this. So now you can actually get out of this edit screen, come back down here, and you can change this to a left-handed pane. So now when we go over and hit edit on our image here, you'll notice our pane is over this side, which makes being left-handed so much easier to get over. So all of these options, frame and fit, color, will be all over here on the left hand. All right, well, I think that's all the free stuff there for you. Let's go and take a look at the in-app purchase. Let's oge. Okay, so I'm going to show you two examples here. Let's open up this project here. Now I have a little map that I've made here in Midjourney, and up the top here I have this little image of Patrick Baird from the GarageBand Guide. And we're going to try and make him walk along this path and go all the way down here. Now with the old version, it would be impossible to do, but with this new in-app purchase, with speed ramping and enhanced keyframing, we can make this look really, really smooth. So let's jump in and take a look at how we do this. Now I'm going to click on Patrick first and open up this scene. Now, here's his little image up the top here. Now, look how small it is. In the past with LumaFusion, to grab on this and move it around was quite difficult. You'd grab it and it would like stretch out and you'd actually change the shape of it. But notice up the top here, there's 3 new sections. And the first one is a magnifying glass. So you can move this magnifying glass around wherever you like once it opens up. But we can zoom in now. Look at this. It's really cool. Go in 200% and you can go and zoom and see your image up here. So this is really helpful for doing what we're about to do right now. So we love the magnifying glass. It's fantastic. It's really, really cool. So next we're going to click on this button over here so we can start doing our advanced keyframing. So this button here is for your speed ramping or easing in and easing out. We don't need that right now. And we're going to try and animate him and drag him along. So with key points, keyframes, you add them in down here piece by piece. And we're going to start with him sitting up here. So we're going to need to put in a keyframe. So let's do that. So there's our first keyframe in there. And we're going to move this along to here and drag him down. Now you'll notice what's different here. You'll see when I let go, there's this line that's been left behind up there. So this is part of the new enhanced keyframing. Let's move this along again and we'll drag him along, say, to here, and we'll put in a new keyframe and drag Patrick. Oops, we didn't want to do that, see? So we just want to grab here, drag him along down here. Now I can move this little section here with our magnifying glass, and we'll move along and add another keyframe. Move along to there, keyframe, drag him over here. Now we've got this really weird bend here. I'm just going to go straight down to here and we'll see what we can do with that. So we'll move the keyframe along once again, add a new keyframe, drag him down here. And our last one is going to be off the screen. So let's just push it back a little bit further. Now you don't have to draw in the keyframe. You can just put the point there and then drag the photo, and it will drop the keyframe in there too. So there's multiple ways to do that. So there we go. We've added in our sections. Let's pull out of here and see what it looks like. So yeah, he follows it, but it's not perfect, right? We want it to go as close along this map as possible, and you can really do that with this. So we'll zoom back in again, and let's start to look at this a bit closer. We'll pull up our little magnifying glass once again and zoom in, because you're going to need to see what's happening here. Go right back to the start. And there he is. Now, if you look closely here, you can see we've got the dots around the border, but there's a little dot here with a line coming off. And this allows us to drag and start to manipulate the line of the keyframe. So you can see we're dragging that out there. Now, if we move to our next keyframe and then drag this, see how we're manipulating this to actually mimic the path. Then we come back again. Can pull this out. Look at that. It's perfectly in the center of that path there. That's great. So let's come over to our next keyframe. We're going to drag this down here over to our next one. That's pretty good already. So we can drag this down. That's looking pretty good right there as it is. We'll come back here. Again, you can drag this in and out to really get that perfect set. That's pretty damn cool. So we'll move to the next one. Move along here. So we've got the rest of this in our view. Here's our little, now you'll notice too, when you're in between two sections, you have two handles. There's one handle there and one handle here. So let's move this handle and try and line this up a little bit. Now we'll move down again. That's looking good. So now we'll take this handle up here and push that up there, move to the next spot. We'll try and get that in. Well, let's go, I don't know, we'll try and pull that in here. Come back, and you can just keep coming back till you get what you want. That'll do there for now. We could probably put in another keyframe there if we want, just to make it perfect, but we won't. We'll just keep going on with this. So, all right, now here's a tough one because we've got this long and winding road down here. Let's pull this, grab here. Let's bend that over there like so, and we'll come and manipulate this handle. That's looking pretty good as it is there, but we can probably pull this out a little bit more. Yeah, we can even grab the image here and pull this down a bit, right? And then we can edit these handles as well. See, that's going to be a little bit smoother. Pull this up, come back over here. That's looking pretty good. And then our last one, let's drag this down like so. And that looks like it goes off pretty cool. Let's come up here. We can probably fix this one up a little bit too. We can pull that out like that. And again, we can pull him down over here, right? So there we go. We've got him in shot a bit better. And now we can fix this one over here. In fact, let's go back over here to this section, right? We'll click on Patrick again. Sorry, Patrick, for using you in this demonstration. We'll click in the middle, and now we can put in another keyframe here, and we can really get tight with this, yeah? So let's put that there, come back here, and you can see how you can really get this to follow this path beautifully. Pull this down there like so. We can drag this out a little bit. Look at that. That's going to walk along that path a lot better. We can pull him in a little bit now. Focus on this one. There we go. Look at that. Even better. So you can see, and then we can drag Patrick in this image. Push him up here. Then grab this handle. So it takes a little bit of work, but that's looking pretty cool. Let's jump out. And now we'll play it back and watch how he follows that path so much better. Yeah. So really powerful stuff, but here's some exciting stuff as well too. So in the past with LumaFusion, if you put in a keyframe here and you didn't like it and you wanted to get rid of it, you'd have to go in and click on that keyframe and then remove it, or it was in the wrong position. So just say this one here, you'd have to click on it, remove it, and then replace it. Now, if you hold down on any of these keyframes, you get this little menu here and you can move the keyframe along, or if you hold down, then you can just drag it anywhere you want. You can do this with all your keyframes. So let's click on this one here. So a super good addition. Let's hold it, wait for that little toolbar to come up, and off we go. Go back to the beginning, hit play. So he slows out there going on. So now let's take a look at some easing with this, what we've done, because I want to add some easing in here. So here is our easing section here. So let's click on this and you can see here is the speed ramping. So we can go up fast, you know, and this is when we can focus on adding some curves in here. So let's just move our cursor along and talk about our in and out. So we've got our speed easing here. Now these have presets as well too. So there's a bunch of presets like fast in, slow out. These are kind of like presets you can put at the beginning. So if I do like a slow in, see how that changes and adds like a little curve there. And if we do a fast in, it's going to be, it's bent and going to speed up in there. So if we now hit play, it speeds up around that bend. And you can go in here and change all of these to your desire. Now an S is a really popular one. So now notice we've got a blue and a green, and where you place your marker, you'll see blue's always on the left, green's always on the right. So we can go in here, go back to this one here, and if we add the green, you can create, see how that's an S? You can create that S curve in here, and we can do that for all of these, yeah? So let's take our green next and bring that in here. Like so. Now if you go all the way, see it gets a hard cut. So the speed easing disappears. If we go into this section, we can create an S in here, and we start to get like a waveform where it's bending all the way up. Even if we go here to this one, let's go in like so, come back here, use our blue, and you can see we're building this waveform. So slow in and out. And when we play this back, See how it slows at each bend, right? Really cool stuff. Or you can just do a peak kind of thing, so you can start. And you can do this all the way through. It's super, super cool. Let's do like a down here. Here we'll bring in our blue. There's another S curve we've created. So if we zoom all the way out and have a look at this project now, you'll see the easing, the speeding up, the ramping, stopping and slowing. Super, super powerful stuff. Now within these as well, we have a bunch of presets. So you can find your presets up the top here. You've got like panning left and right. You've got things like making objects bounce. You can see there's a picture for each of these. It's so many cool things. You can twist and make things fall like a feather falling. There's a heap of really cool presets in here. Make things bounce and hit a wall and bounce back. It's really, really cool. And if you make a preset that you like, say I've made this one here, I can hit favorite, give it a name, hit there, and you can find all of your favorites, your motion favorites in here. Super, super cool. All right, so that's a little bit of an idea of moving your keyframes and some speed ramping. Now, as I said, go back and have a look at the actual live tutorial I did. So we'll quickly cover some freeze framing. So I'm going to load this car here. And we just have this spinning car, yeah? So there's nothing fancy on this, just a spinning car. And let's double tap on it. And we want to do some speed ramping first, and then we'll show this the freeze frame. All right, so now you'll notice we've got this graph here. We're ready to go for some freeze framing and speeding up. Can't even think of what I'm saying. Let's zoom in a bit there. So it just spins at a normal speed. Double tap. Let's add in some keyframes. So as you'll notice too, when I click on this, we have a video here, and if I put in a keyframe here, we can change, so let's clear this out. We can change things by going over here. This is our speed and reverse section, and this is all new now. So over here, you'll see your speed, and this is where you can freeze clips, maintain the pitch and audio, and reverse your clips as well. So let's put in some keyframes. We'll just do one. We'll put in, say, one over here. We'll put one in the middle, say there, get it right in the middle, drop another keyframe, one over here, and we'll put one right at the end, yeah? And now we can go through these and we can ramp up the speed. So we'll start this at 0. We'll move to our next one, and we'll put this all the way up fast, and you can see that's speeding up there. And we'll go to our next one here, and we'll bring this, say, down like half speed. And then we'll come here, we'll bring this up, say, I don't know, 3, and then we'll let this roll back there. So when we go back to the start here, you'll see this speed up, slow down, slowly speed back up. And again, you can change the easing with this as well. So if I put a point halfway through here, just put my marker here, we've got the easing in between here. So we can change this right up, get some really interesting ramps. Let's put one in here halfway, say there. And we'll go over here to this one and see if we can create like similar to like an S. Let's go like that. Bring that in there. So now you'll get a whole different effect. And slowly that's going to ramp back up and then back down. So that's just a basic look at speed ramping, but let's go and freeze this halfway through. So now if I just hit the freeze clip, let's just kill this, or we'll leave it open. If I hit the freeze clip, just say we come out here, and I want to freeze it, say about at the 2:40 mark, and then have it continue. Now if I double click on here, go in, select freeze, it's just going to freeze the whole clip. So now when I hit play, the whole clip's frozen. So that's not how you use it. So let's find our little spot. Let's go back into our edit, turn off freeze. And let's say set it to 2:30, yeah? So now what I'm going to do is hit a cut. So I'm going to keep freeze off, hit a cut. Now in our new clip here, double click, add the freeze, back out, decide where I want the freeze to stop, come back in, But we need to do another edit. So we'll cut. And now in this third clip, we can come in and turn off the freeze. So now when we play this back, we're going to spin, freeze, and then keep going. So really, really handy stuff. And these are the major parts of the in-app purchase, the major updates. So we've got speed ramping, we've got freezing clips, we've got a whole bunch of new presets for you to play around with, velocity in and out graphs, new motion presets. So lots of stuff for you to play with. It's really, really cool. And don't forget that zoom is just super, super cool. And being able to move those keyframes around is really, really cool. All right, let's get out of here for the day. So that is the LumaFusion 5.0 update, and it's packed full of goodness for speed ramping, enhanced keyframing, and a whole bunch of sweet little enhancements that make video editing much more enjoyable. The in-app purchase is $19.99 and is a winner in my opinion. Remember to check out my full live stream demo and LumaFusion tutorials playlists, all linked below. Are you enjoying the content here on the channel? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below and by smashing the like, hitting that subscribe, and ringing the bell to keep up with the latest app demos and live streams. You can also become a member for $1 a month or join the Patreon to get your music mastered each and every week and have the chance to win some great apps. Okay, let's get out of here. Just remember, do the things that make you happy, mistakes make you better, and we'll all rise together. Stay awake and let's Soj!